What happened last week when they took a shot at my hero and they tried to kill the next president of the United States? Enough was enough. And I said, let Trumpomania run wild, brother. Let Trumpomania rule again. Let Trumpomania make America great again.
Brother, good to see you.
Man, I need to take a nap, bro. I need to take a nap. I am worn out from LA to New York City. You still treat me like I'm the champ here, brother. I am totally worn out.
Well, you got a lot going on. There's Flow Wrestling. You got the beer that's obviously crushing. People are going. I saw the lines when you're doing like the promo runs. The fans came out to support the beer. The launch was great. And then obviously this Flow Wrestling. I think a lot of people are excited for this. I mean, you bring sports.
Well, it's real American freestyle, brother.
Yes.
You got to get correct. You might get stretched.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
That is. But is there going to be gimmicks with this wrestling?
No, there's not, bro. You know, we're giving these amateur wrestlers, the NCAA champions, the gold medalists, all these elite athletes that have done this their whole life.
Sure.
We're giving them an opportunity to continue on with their dream, basically, because now we can pay these athletes, you know, so that's why we're calling it Real American Freestyle, but it's Real American Professional Freestyle. So Hulk Hogan would say, welcome to the black and blue of professional freestyle wrestling, brother.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we're attracting all kind of athletes. We've signed a whole bunch of people, which I can't say yet.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, our first event is August 30th in Cleveland, and it's a monster, bro.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about some very, very, very sad news, especially for pro wrestling fans and Trump supporters, as pro wrestling icon Hulk Hogan has died at the age of 71. Now, apparently he died at his home in Florida from cardiac arrest. Paramedics were called to the scene. He was found in cardiac arrest, and they pronounced him dead later this morning, today. And again, this is really close to home for me because I grew up a big wrestling fan. Okay. Now, Hulk Hogan was a little bit before my time, before I was born. Okay. But I'm very familiar with his storied career, including the iconic lifting up of Andre the Giant and then slamming him and then going on the ropes and then with the leg drop on him and then pinning him. Absolutely legendary stuff, right? I grew up a big wrestling fan. And I specifically remember Hulk Hogan doing WrestleMania against The Rock in 2002. I remember him as Hollywood Hogan, when he was on his way out the door. But, obviously his heyday was in the 80s. And he really put the WWF or / WWE on the map, right? He put pro wrestling on the map. He really made it a big sport. I mean, he's one of the most entertaining guys that I've ever watched, okay? And again, this is why it's really sad because, ultimately today it's like losing one of your childhood heroes, okay? I was such a big fan that me and my friends would always wrestle on the trampoline, right? Doing all the moves and stuff like that. So for me, again, it really does hit really close to home to see a legend like Hulk Hogan pass away, especially considering how the guy seemed invincible, right? It seemed like he stayed in shape, and that's why I was shocked. I was like, cardiac arrest, like, he seemed like he was still in pretty good shape, right? He was moving around pretty good. He didn't seem to really be slowing down too much, even getting up there in age. So again, it was kind of shocking, but at the same time, apparently he had just had a major surgery, and there were rumors that he was struggling, even though these rumors were denied. And this is the news that we have, right? He's passed away of cardiac arrest, and again, it's really, really sad.
Us at least a little bit more information about this, not just a wrestling legend, but also in entertainment. And even as of late, politics. Let's bring in Lauren Conlon now, entertainment reporter. And we're watching a Trump rally from last election season. And also he was at the convention as well. I mean, he was so beloved. Lauren, you're with me now. In the entertainment world, though, this is an earthquake.
Yes, I mean, Harris, I do not know what is happening this week. We are losing so many wonderful people. And one of Hulk Hogan's last tweets in the last few months was, quote, "Every day I'm reminded that God is good. Always thankful, HH." And, you know, I grew up watching wrestling. I grew up watching him on his reality show, Hogan Knows Best. I mean, he is inarguably one of the most important and influential figures in the history of professional wrestling. I think there was this big legendary main event against Andre the Giant in WrestleMania, and it was the biggest crowd they ever had. There was almost 100,000 fans at the Pontiac Silverdome. I mean, he was so popular. This was an event that was talked about for years to come. He was also a devoted father. I know that he and his wife, you know, they split, they had their issues, but he was an avid Trump supporter, very vocal, unapologetic, and again, he is going to be missed by so many.
Yeah, that is true. We lost a real American. Again, I can tell you guys personally that people like Hulk Hogan inspired me in a lot of ways, okay, especially when you talk about him being, I think, a fitness icon as well, too. I mean, the dude was in amazing shape. He inspired me to start going to the gym and lifting and, you know, wanting to essentially kind of be like him, right? And that's like the crazy part about it. That's why I'm like so almost speechless about this, because it's like, wow, you're losing one of your childhood heroes. And it's like, it makes me feel old, right? It makes me feel old. So with that being said, the unfortunate reality is that, you know, you do have some people who are bitter, okay, who aren't real Americans, to be honest with you, who are celebrating Hulk Hogan dying, right? Because they are upset because they feel like Hulk Hogan is racist, okay? And the reason why they say this is because of a leaked audio clip from a lawsuit that caught Hulk Hogan being upset with his daughter for dating a black guy, okay? And in that audio, he said the N-word with the hard ER multiple times, referring to her boyfriend, basically voicing displeasure over her dating choices. And this is something that he has been very apologetic for. He's asked for forgiveness. I'm not sure exactly what else people want from Hulk Hogan when it comes to that situation, but for whatever reason, liberals are, again, celebrating Hulk Hogan dying, tragically passing away, basically saying that, well, he was racist, so he's in hell, right? That's what they're saying, okay? And yeah, it's just really, really sad that we have such pathetic people in this country that will celebrate this man's death because they can't accept the fact that he apologized for expressing viewpoints that are probably very prevalent in this country and not just among white people when it comes to racial preferences for their kids when it comes to dating.
Could we stop for a second?
Terry Bollea, the man behind the once indestructible Hulkster, letting his guard down.
Out of everything that I've been through, this one hit me probably the hardest, and that's a heck of a thing to say because I've been through a lot of crazy stuff.
Including an admission of steroid use and his son's legal issues. But last month, a new controversy which threatens to erase his legacy. The National Enquirer reports that Hogan used racial slurs in audio secretly recorded.
I was at the lowest point of my life. My personal life was destroyed. I was very mad at my daughter. I was upset over a situation that happened between her and her boyfriend, and I had no idea I was being taped. I was to the point where I wanted to kill myself. I sat in my bathroom by myself when my ex-wife was gone and the kids were gone, and I was completely broken and destroyed. And I said, what's the easiest way out of this? I mean, I was lost.
You were suicidal.
Yes, I was. Father's Day card for Brooke?
No. A stark contrast from the Hulk, whose upbeat and tight-knit family was portrayed over 4 seasons of the reality show Hogan Knows Best, where he was overprotective of his only daughter, Brooke.
I mean, I'm almost 18 and I haven't even had a boyfriend yet.
Well, that's good. That's the way I want it.
But according to the National Enquirer, he refers to his daughter's then-boyfriend using the N-word.
Do you have any personal preference who ethnically your daughter dates?
No, I don't. Actually, the guy my daughter was dating, I liked him a lot. I've known him for quite a while. And I was very mad at a personal situation that happened with my daughter.
Are you a racist?
No, I'm not. I'm not a racist. I never should have said what I said. It was wrong. I'm embarrassed by it. But a lot of people need to realize that you inherit things from your environment. And where I grew up was South Tampa, Port Tampa, and it was a really rough neighborhood, very low income. And all my friends, we greeted each other saying that word. We teased each other with that word. The word was just thrown around like it was nothing.
Is it fair to say that you inherited a racial bias?
I would say that is very fair, but you can break the cycle. And that's what everybody needs to know. You can break this cycle and become a better person, become who you're meant to be instead of who you're supposed to be.
Following these allegations, the WWE fired Bollea. The legendary career he spent a lifetime building wiped out.
I was totally shocked because I've worked with the WWE for almost 30 years off and on, and then all of a sudden, everything I've done, my whole career, my whole life, was like it never happened.
Your image, your likeness, your name erased.
Yeah, like I'd never existed.
That had to hurt.
Oh my gosh, it was devastating. It destroyed me. I mean, I don't know how to say it other than that. It was my whole life.
Many industry bigwigs have come to his defense. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson states, "I've known Terry for a lot of years. I had not known the man to be racist." George Foreman says, "I do not condone the language he used, but he is no racist. He is a good guy." Even Hogan's daughter, Brooke, chimes in.
Your daughter posted a beautiful poem on Facebook. If you knew the dad I knew, you'd know he raised me well. He taught me folks are so much more than shades could ever tell.
Yeah, and if anybody should have disowned me, it should have been her.
And nobody that's black should be saying rest in peace to Hulk Hogan. I don't care how much of a wrestling fan you are, I'm a wrestling fan too. But he said what he said. Let's throw some on the grill.
So Hulk Hogan is dead, and I better not see no black people on here mourning him, okay? Don't get me wrong, he's a very accomplished performer, right? Like, he's very good at pretending to fight people, right? But a lot of people don't know he has a very bigoted history, especially towards black people. Number one, he's a Trump supporter, right? I mean, and look, that's not everything, right? But just the fact, especially with what's going on right now, I feel like that by itself is such an emblem of the kind of person that you are, but that's not why I'm saying this. A lot of people don't know that back about 10, 15 years ago, I was in middle school, he had a tape leak. And seeing Hulk's little Hogan is traumatic enough. But the really interesting stuff is what he was saying to his affair partner, which was like his homie's wife. And basically, he's talking about how his wife is seeing black men, right? But oh my God, he doesn't call them black men. He doesn't call them that. He calls them a different word that starts with an N. So, if you are black, he was no fan of yours, okay? And you really don't even have to, like, be torn up about it, in my opinion, because he's not even beloved by the fans anymore. Like, I went on the WWE subreddit and people are making jokes and stuff. 71 years, it was a good run. Go more than Ozzy.
So Hulk Hogan just passed away, right? And when I first heard about it, I was a little bit sad because, you know, Ozzy just passed away the other day. So I was sad about it, like all the legends, the OGs is dying. And I thought about it like he was racist as fuck. I forgot about that shit. That nigga was racist. Bitch, what are you sad for? Bitch, what are you sad for? Bitch, he didn't like us.
I think our ancestors are working overtime today because, baby, this shit cannot be real. Hulk Hogan died on the anniversary of his racist rant scandal where he called black people the N-word with the hard R exactly 10 years ago, okay? July 24, 2015, 8:03 a.m. If this is not our ancestors working in time, now what I need y'all to do up there, I need y'all to go a little bit further for us, okay? Them cankles are already swollen, all right? They covering up shit with his hands and them bruises. Can we get to work up there? And don't forget to take his little minion with him, okay? You're missing the mark. I love this though, God. I do. And my ancestors, I love this. But I think y'all are missing the mark. Y'all need to reach a little bit further, okay? Just a little bit. But I want to thank you for this great anniversary gift.
Hulk Hogan. He was a racist ass boomer who called black folks the N-words and made fun of black and brown people get deported. His time was up. His time was now. It is what it is.
Hulk Hogan, the full-time racist MAGA-luffin hunter of his best friend's wife, has died at 71. He also was a part-time wrestler with the WWE. He was a big union-busting guy, real piece of shit. Just recently, he kind of went wild at the RNC. You know, he was a big Trumper. So I would say rest in peace, but, you know, not really sure how to feel about this one other than Hulk Hogan is dead at 71 years old from a cardiac arrest.
Oh, no, not Hulk. Racist Hogan is looking up at us. Somebody said he's looking up at us. And that's well said, baby. Rest where the fuck you need to be at. Because honestly, at the end of the motherfucking day, the shit he motherfucking said about black people. And he said he don't want his daughter to be with a black man. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Yeah. What a wild week, though.
Hulk Hogan died today. But it was the wrong orange racist.
Yeah. So imagine what type of POS that you have to be in order to celebrate a man's death, even though he has asked for forgiveness. Okay. He has apologized for what he said. And you're still celebrating his death because he was a Trump supporter and you can't forgive him for the things that he said. But yet you're supposed to be a good person, right? You're supposed to be a better person than the person that you're celebrating the death of. Again, this is why these people make me sick. I can't stand them. Absolutely can't stand these people, okay? They pretend like they're good people while at the same time showing us that they're not good people. You're actually worse than the people that you pretend to be better than, right? Because ultimately in the day, you know, Hulk Hogan, he apologized for what he said, and, you know, he gave his life to Christ. He was a born-again Christian, so it's like, what more can you ask for, right? What more can you ask for at the end of the day, right? But again, these low lives, you know, this is the type of stuff that they engage in. And some people may say, well, you're black. Don't you care about him saying the N-word and not wanting his daughter to date black men? He would be upset if you dated his daughter. And I'm like, nah. No, it doesn't change my opinion of him. I don't care about him saying the N-word, right? A white person saying the N-word doesn't hurt me, right? It doesn't hurt me. I don't care about that. It doesn't change his legacy, in my opinion. It doesn't make him less of a man or a bad person because he expressed an opinion. You talk about a father, you know, his only daughter. Hey, he's concerned about who she's dating. And ultimately, in the day, he expressed opinions that are very common amongst all races in this country, where you have parents who don't like their children dating outside of their race. Now, me personally, you know, hey, I might not necessarily agree that people should be policing who people date based off their race, but I'm not going to be mad at somebody for holding that belief, especially how, specifically in the black community, you always hear, don't you bring home no white girl. Don't bring no white girl up in this house, right? How many times have we heard stuff like that? Now, I'm not saying I've heard that personally. I'm not saying not in my house. I'm just saying that is prevalent in the black community, right? There's a stigma against bringing home white people, okay, or dating white people. There's a stigma against that, right? There are black people, black parents who don't like that. These same people on the internet will start boo-hooing and crying when they see a black man with a white woman and say, well, he don't really like his mama. He hate his mama because he date white women. And that's what really bothers me about this, right? It's the hypocrisy of all of it, okay? You want to be mad at a father for being concerned about who his daughter is dating along racial lines, which again is very prevalent in this country. It's not uncommon, okay? You might not agree with it, but hey, it is what it is, okay? It is what it is. It ain't like he decided to harm the guy because of it or anything like that. So, you know, hey, he was just mad about it. He didn't like it. But to pretend as if this is some type of unique evil, right? It's just crazy to me. And that this is not something that's pretty common in this country among all races is crazy to me. And to say, well, it tarnishes his legacy and that you should celebrate his death, again, it's completely out of bounds. And what really pisses me off about this is that they only do this with certain people who have certain beliefs, but for whatever reason, when it comes to certain other figures who have skeletons in their closet, You don't see this type of backlash. You don't see this type of cancellation. Like, for example, has anybody read the recent MLK files that's been released about some of the activities that MLK was into behind closed doors? Because if you read those, then who knows? Maybe we should stop building statues of MLK and stop having these street signs named after him as well too, right? Maybe we should do that. Maybe we should tear down his legacy because of the things that he did behind closed doors. Again, my point is that nobody is perfect, right? There are no perfect human beings in this world. And being a quote-unquote racist is not some unique evil that tarnishes somebody's legacy and it erases all of the great things that he did. The fact is that Hulk Hogan was a amazing entertainer. He was a legendary wrestler, an icon. He inspired a lot of young boys, a lot of young men, and his personal viewpoints on race don't really affect that. It doesn't tarnish that, especially considering how he's already apologized for it. He's asked for forgiveness, and he's done the best that he can do in order to try to move on from it and to grow. And people still mad and they're upset, right? Again, it's crazy to me. So, ultimately at the end of the day, the honest to God truth is that a lot of these people don't matter. Again, they're just bitter people, okay, who are living miserable lives. The reality is that Hulk Hogan is an icon, okay, and he is somebody that will live on forever in history as an inspiration to a lot of young boys, a lot of young men who grew up watching him, who knew of him, who are wrestling fans, and nothing that these people say can change that. It cannot change his legacy. His legacy is not tarnished. He's a legend. He's an icon. He's a Hall of Famer. He is a real American who is an inspiration to millions and millions and millions of people. He entertained millions and millions and millions of people. And ultimately, that's how I'm going to remember him. Okay. So rest in peace to Hulk Hogan. Again, a real American, a true American. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.